Right, hello everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour number 14. It's Kourtney here with Scrapbook-N-Memories in Harrisonville, Missouri. So we put a fabulous kit together for this. So I kind of laid out pieces here to kind of show you guys what came in the kit. So your kit is contents of the new Spellbinders set, and it is called Floral Friendship. So in your kit, you got the papers, the rhinestones, you got a selection of the butterflies, you got full packs of ephemera, and you got a selection of the chipboard frames. So I know there are tons of ephemeras in these packs, and we cannot wait to see what you guys come up with and what you create. So if you run out of papers or other items, make sure to check your home store and they will have more of those items. So these items are available to purchase also. If you're looking for them, we do have them in stock. There's the Floral Friendship and the Floral Friendship Sentiments, which you got those in your kit. The chipboard frames, which are awesome. So there's 2 of each in a pack. The butterflies. Oh my God, loving these butterflies. The vellum wings you guys got. I think you got 2. Did we give you 2 or 4? I think you got 2 of these. So you got to kind of play with those. There's the bling. Loving these blings. They are gorgeous. And then that paper pad. So all of that is what you guys will be grabbing. You'll be grabbing your kit number 14, which if you followed along with Deanna this morning, you should hopefully already have the correct kit ready to go. And let's get started. So I've got some awesome cards we're going to be playing with. I don't know if we'll get all of them done because I've got some techniques in. So if I don't get done with the last one in time, I will post the instructions for that. But anywho, we had you grab some embellishments. In the homework, in the event, we had posted a photo of what you needed to grab. And it was this frame, the cute little bird, and oh my gosh, there's so many embellishments you guys could dig and dig and dig. These little branches and flowers. So all of these were on the homework to grab. And then the little gold pieces, and I actually, like Deanna, lost some of my gold pieces too. So I know there's a lot more in the pack than what was there. So there's your pieces on those, and I'm just kind of setting them up here to the side. If anybody's grabbing their piles, just to make sure you got the right ones. There's that. So what we're going to start with is just a standard card base. So we are going to start with, I'm actually going to put these over here because I feel like if it's on my right hand side, it's in the way. Okay, so we're going to start with a standard card base, which is your white 8.5 by 11 cut in half. So it's 4 1/4 by 5.5. Just your standard card base. I know a lot of you guys already have these cut, or you already have card bases on hand. So we're just going to grab that really quick and then just score it. And I'm going to grab this trimmer out because I really like this trimmer on the scoring. So how's everybody doing? Yes, we kind of just jumped in and got the thing running because we got a lot to show you guys here. So it's going to be fun. So just fold her in half. Nothing fancy. The first piece of paper you're going to grab is this white one. I loved this gold metallic, and I think this would be fun to do some resist techniques and stuff with. So you're going to grab that pattern paper, and then you're also going to grab some gold foil or some gold metallic cardstock. If you want to use glitter, feel free to use that, but grab whatever you got. And the first thing we're going to do is cut this piece of paper. We're going to cut it 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. Okay. So we're going to put it in our trimmer, and we're going to cut it at 4 1/8. So 4 1/8, if you're using the Tim Holtz trimmer, is the first square. So I love this trimmer for the fact that it has squares on it. So each square is 1/4 inch. So we're going to do 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. So 5 3/8 is in between 1/4 and 1/2. In between 1/4 and 1/2. Okay. And then we're just going to put adhesive on the back of that and glue it on. Our card base is a standard size card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. There's 8.5 by 11 cut in half. Whoops, and it appears that I cut mine wrong, so I'm going to have to cut mine down a smidge. My smidges are off. Oh, that should be 4 1/8, not 4 1/4. 4 1/8. My smidges are off. No, my measurements is right. I just read the wrong thing. Sorry. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I read the wrong thing. It was 4 1/4. Sorry, this is not going good. So when you put it down, you should have a little bit of white all the way around it. Okay, so standard A2 card size. I like to have standard A2 card sizes always ready. I just have kind of a bucket of them, and I have them all in a bucket ready to go. They are an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper just cut in half. Okay, so we're going to glue that on with a little bit of white all the way around the outside. So that was right. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, then we're going to cut our pattern piece of paper down. And I like the pattern going up and down. You can do it side by side, however you want. But I'm going to put it in my trimmer up and down, and I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. 4 inches. And Facebook has been acting up, so I apologize if you ask a question and I don't see it, because for the last 2 days during our lives, we were not seeing all the comments unless I went out and went back in and hit refresh, and we will never get the class done if I have to keep going out and back in. So it was very frustrating trying to do our lives the last 2 days. Facebook was not kind. Okay, so 5 1/4. So what that's going to do is you're going to glue that to the center of your gold, and you're going to have a little bit of white all the way around the outside edge of it. So you've got your white, then your gold, and then your pattern. Oh, Marcy says she's on it. She's going to answer questions. I did see that comment. Yeah, I don't know. Facebook just kind of does its own thing. So I tried logging in on my personal account this time versus the store account. So we'll see maybe if that helps. If maybe that will give us different comments. I don't know. We literally had 3 devices running the last 2 days on Facebook on our lives, and we were seeing different comments on all 3 devices. And they weren't all showing up on all 3. It was weird. Okay, so there's our card base. That's all we're going to do. Easy like that. Okay. All right, so next we're going to do is we're going to grab the little frame. This was the largest frame in your kit. This was the dark pink one. And we're going to put a piece of vellum on the back side of it. So essentially what we're going to do is we are going to make it a shaker. Okay, and I just grabbed sequins from any of our past Crafty Hour kits, so you can grab that. I know we've had lots of sequins, lots of vellum, or lots of stuff in some of the other ones. So we're going to take a piece of vellum. If you don't have vellum, you can also use a piece of acetate, or you can just leave it blank. And you're going to cut it 2 1/4 by 3. Okay. So we're going to put it in here. So essentially, and it doesn't have to be exact, essentially what we're doing is we're just covering the window on the back side. And let me double check that, because for some reason my math is not working good today. Yep, 2 1/4 by 3. It just looks smaller. Okay, so I cut a piece of vellum. You can cut a piece of acetate. You can cut whatever you want. And this is sticky. So all we're going to do is just peel this off, peel the backing off the frame, and we're going to stick the vellum on. Okay, we're just going to stick your vellum on. So now we've got a little window in your mirror. Okay, so since we're doing a shaker card, we need to put some pop dots on it. And I really like these these strips from Scrapbook Adhesive. That's all the foams we carry in the big mega rolls. We carry it in the little squares. We carry them in the strips. So I do like all of their foams that they have. And what we're going to do is you just need to build a box. So we are taking the foam tape and we're going to build a box. To hold those sequins in. Okay, so once you have that built, I like to go in with a powder tool and just kind of powder it. That way, the sticky that's on the frame won't be sticky. And then also, it takes the static electricity out, so your sequins will kind of shake better. Okay, then we're going to find your card again. And we're just going to dump some sequins on there and build our shaker. I try not to put too many in. If you put too many in, then it doesn't shake. It all builds up. So we'll just add those to the center. Make sure they're all kind of there. Yep, that looks like a good amount. Okay, then we'll peel the backing off and we'll stick our frame down and it'll make a cute little shaker card. And we're going to kind of stay up towards the top, I'll say top third. Oops, it grabbed it. Not yet. Here we go. Make sure everybody's rolling around. So there we have our shaker. Easy peasy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is start embellishing it with all of those ephemera pieces. And there were tons in that kit. And I'm going to grab something to sit down because I can't stand and do those little guys. So I do have the squares in two different heights. I have the regular height and the low height. I'm going to grab the low height to put on this little bird. That way it's not too high. So I'm going to put the bird on, but I'm just going to put a pop dot right here where he is touching the vellum part because he is lifted up a little bit. I don't want him to look like he's dive bombing. So I'm going to put a low pop dot on him, and then I'm going to put liquid adhesive kind of on his back wings and stuff. And glue him to the frame. Okay, and then you're going to have a little branch. I'm going to put a little pop dot also on here. Kind of right down here, I'm going to put a little pop dot. And then we're going to put a little liquid adhesive right where he's going to hold it in his beak. Okay. So we want it to look like he's holding it in his beak. And then I'll add liquid adhesive here where it's attached to the frame. Okay. Everybody got that? Lots of embellies in here. Lots of embellies. So the next thing I want to jump over to is the big flower. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build a flower cluster. Okay? We're going to build this cluster. It's right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a high pop dot. Got a higher one, kind of medium. And I'm going to stick it right there on the vellum. Sticking it right on the vellum. And then I'm going to peel it off and I'm going to stick the flower on there. So that is going to sit right on the corner, but it's going to lift it up a little bit. We're building different heights. You see that? Kind of building different heights. And then I just loved these branches. And there's a paper line coming out that has, I can't remember off the top of my head, but a paper line that has these kind of eucalyptus looking stuff on it. And it's going to be awesome. Okay. And we're just going to tuck and build this cluster. So the whole thing about ephemera pieces is just kind of building clusters. Okay, then we'll take that bigger one. Going to do the same thing. We're going to poke it under there and just build a cluster. I'd like a whole pack of just these branches. Those are cool. Then we have a little banner. There was lots of different banners in there that you could use. There was pink ones and blue ones and yellow, and I think there was purple. So whatever banner you like, grab that banner out. And we are just going to glue it right there. In the center of that flower. Okay, our next flower we're going to grab is this one. And we're going to put a pop dot on the back side of him. And we're going to pop him right over here in the corner. And I'm just putting a normal size pop dot on him. My tweezers. Sometimes my fingers just don't work. And we're going to pop him underneath there. We're just building that cluster and it's a little bit lower of a layer. I feel like I'm going to scoochy him over a little bit. Go. Okay, and then this flower, we're just kind of building now around. This flower, I'm going to tuck in the corner over here. I'm just going to put him flat. And the whole thing with clusters is kind of building different layers and different heights. So we've got flat, medium, high. So we have 3 different kind of heights. We keep building the layers and that kind of gives you more interest. Okay, and then this guy, we're going to pop him too. I love him. And I love that these have the foiling and stuff on it. The foiling really makes everything pop. Okay, so we'll peel him off and we're just going to pop him up here on the frame. Right about there. And then he has a little friend and we're going to glue his little friend flat. How are they doing, Marcy? I see absolutely no comments. No comments whatsoever. Oh, Facebook. Now it just feels like I'm talking to myself for an hour. Okay, we got one little golden. Only person commenting is Deanna, and I don't even see Deanna's comments. Oh, Lord mercy. Okay, so there's a little gold leaf, and the white part at the base, that's going to be your base. And I know there was more of these, and I would have tucked in more, but I seem to have lost them too. And then when I was cleaning my table up this afternoon, I found 2 more, but it was too late, so I didn't put them on. So if you have more of these, feel free to tuck those in other areas. But we're just going to kind of tuck it in behind this blue one to give him a little branch. Oh, now I see you. Ignoring you on purpose. Yeah, right. 55 eyes. I can see the eyes. I can see the eyes, but I can't see comments. I wonder if I flip over to the store. Okay, then last we have 3 golden flowers. 3 golden flowers. And we're just going to glue those flat. And again, we're going to tuck these in. So we're just building a cluster of flowers. So we're just going to tuck them in. So I'm going to put one right there, kind of poking out. Okay, one right there. Then I'm going to put one over here and then put one over here. So we're going to kind of go with the Z pattern and put those little gold guys. Okay, Sarah says nothing there but Marcy. Okay. So I guess we're doing good. Put one there. And then our last little guy, we're going to kind of tuck right in there. So this just gives a little bit of gold foiling kind of everywhere. Little bit of gold foiling everywhere. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to add is the bling. And oh my God, let's talk about this bling. I love these blings. To me, they kind of look like mermaid rocks or something. They're multi kind of faceted. They look like stones. They have iridescent colors. When you shake them, they kind of change. I'm in love with these guys. So on mine, I'm going to use the small and the medium size. So small and medium. And I'm going to peel it off with my finger because when I peeled them with my tweezers, for some reason the backing popped off of mine. So there's a medium one. Then I'm going to grab a small one and put it right next to him. Yeah, I don't know. When I used my tweezers, the backing popped off. So we're just going to peel them. Okay. So that's a small, that's a medium. I've got another small that I'm just going to put right up there. And then another medium and small. We're going to kind of sprinkle up here somewhere. There's a medium. And there's a small. Okay, there we go. And that is card number 1. And like I said, this paper is, you could do some really cool techniques and stuff with it too. It is the white paper. It's got that gold foiling on it. So if you want to take your blending brush and blend and add some inks and colors, that would make it look fabulous too. Okay, so that is card number 1. Ooh, that took 30 minutes. So we are not going to get to 3 cards. We're going to do 2 cards. Time flies when you're adding more stuff to it. Okay, card number 2. So card number 2 is going to be this guy right here. And we're just going to keep stacking them up. So this one is going to be a fun fold. I always like to do fun folds in something different. So that's what we're going to do on this. Okay. Kind of a fun fold. So what we need to start with first is white cardstock. Now this is where your standard card bases are not going to work. But if you had a standard card base, what you could do is just cut 1 inch off. Which I think I did something like that in one of our classes. You could cut 1 inch off. But I'm going to fold it from scrap. So we're right here where it says 5.5 by 7 1/4. 5.5 by 7 1/4. So I got to bring in a different trimmer for that. Oh, thank you, Pam. Pam says she loves the fun folds. I can see a comment. Okay, so we're doing the second one. I wrote them backwards, but 5.5. And I think my piece of paper is already 5.5 because I cut it for standard card bases. Then we're going to flip it and do 7 1/4. 7 1/4. We're going to flip it. Okay, 7 1/4. And then we need to score it at 4 1/4. 4 1/4. So we're going to end up with something when you fold it that looks like this. So it's going to open like a normal card, but you are essentially what we did is we cut off 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 got cut off of your flip. So that's going to be your first piece. And then we're just going to set this to the side and do the next white piece, which is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay? 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Nope. Thought maybe I'd use my scraps that I already have laying here. Okay, so we're going to do 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I will score at 1. Yes, Sharon, I will post the other card. I'll show it to you guys and I'll post all the directions for it. I know we're going to run over an hour and I don't want to run over an hour on you guys, but I want to do the fun folds. And I kind of feel like it was kind of, I was kind of copying a sample-ish looking thing in the catalog, and I think Deanna was kind of copying too. So our cards, after I did it, I'm like, ooh, my card kind of looks like Deanna's card. So it'll be similar, so we'll give you a different version of kind of the same card. Okay, so you're going to end up with something that looks like this. Okay, something that looks like that. So what we're going to do is we have these two pieces now. So this piece here, this 1-inch piece, we're going to center it and glue it right up to the edge. So that is going to make that extra little flap for us. So I'm just going to use some score tape. You can use runner. You can use whatever you have, which I thought I was going to use score tape, but now I don't see where my roll of score tape is. I know I had it this morning. Anybody see my score tape? Oh, I put it back in the bag. Silly goose. Oh, I'm all about, we can copy. That's how we find inspiration. I'm not going to lie. We went to Creativation. It was a long week. Tuesday, I was at the store, and we're getting ready to do the next Crafty Hour, and I was like, oh crap, tonight's Crafty Hour, and I haven't designed my cards yet, and I am too exhausted for my brain even to think. And then I'm like, oh no, we're good. It's not till Thursday. But still, my brain wasn't thinking, so we pulled out the catalog, and I'll show you the samples in the catalog, because they're gorgeous too. So we kind of mimicked the samples in the catalog to help us out. But why not? I mean, somebody already made a beautiful idea. Okay, so then we're going to take the score tape off. And what I like to do with score tape is fold my wings over. So I take these guys and I fold the little wings over, because I find if you pull the whole thing off, it grabs it and it goes crooked, which is totally what happened in my first card. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to center it as good as it looks centered. I'm just eyeballing it. and we're up against that line, and then you just pull it and press. And then that way nothing shifts on you, and it is easier to put your score tape down. And if something is crooked, it's easier to pull up that one piece than it is to pull the whole thing. But yes, I'm telling you, we were exhausted. We had a great time. We have so many amazing crafty hours design or kind of figured out with some great products. So you guys, gals and guys, are in for a treat. Let me tell you, you guys are in for a treat. Okay, so there's our card. Does everybody kind of have that? Are we good with that? So this is our big main flap, which is a standard kind of A2 size card. And then this guy right here is our little bit smaller flap. Now this one is my design. I did come up with this one. My first one was a total copy, and then my second was a semi-copy. It's all good. And we can't wait to see what you guys come up with, because there's tons of product in there that you're going to come up with so many amazing things. Okay, so I got to look and see how much cardstock. I'm getting down to the bare pieces of my cardstocks here. Uh-oh, and I think I'm going to run out on this one. We have this on back order right now, so we're waiting for more to come. So I'm going to piece this because I'm about out. Maybe, maybe not. Yes, I'm going to piece mine really quick because I think this will be wide enough. So I'm going to show you a trick on how to do that. Why not? Okay, so if you guys are using these texture cardstocks, this is going to be a new die storage. Which die storage was that, Marcy? Did I miss out on something? I'm going to cut the edge of mine because mine is a little fuzzy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you really quick, and I know Deanna has probably shown this before too, but it never hurts to have a refresher. I'm just cleaning up the edge of this. It looked like it had glue on it. So when you're running out of cardstock or you don't have the right pieces that you need, this cardstock, I don't know if you notice it. See that? It's going to, the patterns line up, and you can fudge it really easily. So by doing this, you take it and you just butt your pieces up. So if you have a full metallic cardstock, that's great. You guys can go with it. Use what you got. But I'm about out and I don't have enough. So I'm going to show you how to piece it together. So basically what you do is you press it really, really hard. You line it up and you press it really, really hard together. You take a piece of score tape and put it right along that crease. And when you do this, it glues it together. And you're not even going to see that crease when you put your other stuff on it, because that crease that we use at the top is so minimal. This is a great way to kind of get a little bit more bang for your buck on your metallics. And also using those nesting dies. Use those nesting dies and cut the centers of stuff out. So that's really going to work too. So sorry, we've got it pieced together. So now we're going to cut our gold piece, which what we're working on is going to be this panel right here first. So our gold piece, we're going to cut it 2 7/8 by 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. So 5 3/8 that way, and then I'm going to flip it and do 2 7/8. And mine's going to be a hair short, but that's okay. And so essentially what you're doing is you're going to put a gold piece in here. So you have a little bit of white showing all the way around the outside edges. You're going to have a little bit of white showing all the way around the outside edges. Okay. straightening mine up. Now you're going to grab your pattern papers. So let's grab this piece right here. So we're going to be using the flower portion, and I really don't think there's a right side up or down. I mean, it kind of depends. I guess this guy's kind of right side up, so we'll go with him. And for our pattern paper, we're going to cut it 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So 2 3/4 is going to be tall. Two and 3/4 tall, and then we're going to flip it and do 5 1/4. So you want it to fit right in the gold, right in that gold area you already have. And then you can just go ahead and glue that down. Okay, so you got your little gold in there. The next piece we're going to do is this piece right here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a gold frame in there with a gold pattern paper. So we need 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And the paper we're grabbing for this one is the other one that would do some really cool resist. So this one is white, and it has some really pretty flowers on it. And we're going to cut that, or actually, sorry, we're doing the gold first. 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so 3 1/8, just a hair over, by 4 1/8. And that's going to go right in the center, and you'll have white all the way around it. Pam says she watches first, and then on the replay I can pause and ink my edges. So relaxing to just go nice and slow. Absolutely. I always love to ink my edges on stuff too. I'm a big inker. Especially when it comes to that 49 at Market stuff. Oh my gosh. Their new release. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, so here's what we got so far. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so the next piece we're doing is the pattern paper, which is easy math, 3 by 4. 3 by 4 on this little piece of paper. And again, I don't think there's a right side up or right side down on this one. So 3 by 4. And then that's just going to go right in the center of the gold. So we kind of reverse. And then we need a little piece of gold that's going to be 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. By 3 1/2. And then that piece is going to get glued right to the center, and we've got more white. So we want to see more of that white pattern paper on there. Okay, there's that. And then we're going to grab this floral piece. This was one of my favorite floral pieces in the thing. And then again, we always joke and laugh that we don't use our favorite pieces. And honestly, we don't. I absolutely loved the watercolor series of this collection. I loved the watercolor embellishments. I loved the bright watercolor paper. And I didn't use any of it. I don't know why. I guess I thought I'm going to design with the ones that I don't like first, and then that'll leave the awesome ones to do a quicker card. Well, it didn't happen. Don't know why. We have a tendency to do that. Okay, I always like to flip it and do a squish test. We're pretty good. So then we are going to just peel these guys off, and we're going to pop this entire cluster. And there are some great clusters in this set. There's some great big clusters. Okay, and then we're just going to pop this guy in here. So I'm just going to kind of lay him in and pop him on the whole thing there. Perfect. You're going to grab one of those amazing vellum butterflies. Oh, again, how cool are these? Grab any one that you have, and you're going to peel them off. So what it has is the bottom of the vellum is sticky, and then the top you can kind of fluff your wings. Fluff your wings. So I'm going to kind of sneak the wings in under this embellishment. So the bottom ones are going to kind of get snuck in under the pieces. That way the other wings are fluttering on top. And I'm just going to stick him right there. Okay, got it? Okay, then we're almost there. We're on the home stretch. I think we're doing good. So then we have these pieces here left over. And this one here, I'm just going to take it. And, well, take your cover off the scissors. It works better. And I'm just going to snip it. Okay? And we're going to take this one, put a little liquid on it, and I'm just going to sneak them in under here in the corner. So what we're doing is we're, again, layering, and we're just building layers. Just building layers. And for me, it helps me to turn things. So we chopped them off because we're not even going to see that part anyways, so it's all good. And then the other layer that we chopped, we're just going to stick him up in here somewhere. Right like that. We're going to stick him in there and just put a little bit of liquid glue on the back. So I hope you guys are enjoying the Crafty Hours. We did go live early today with the next Crafty Hour number 16. Usually we would go live tomorrow, but since it's a holiday and I know Deanna is closed tomorrow for the holiday, we wanted to be able to get you guys signed up for the Crafty Hour. So make sure to sign up because quantities are extremely limited. This one, next one's going to be your 3 flour. Quantities are extremely limited, and we cannot get more of these kits. So make sure to get signed up if you're interested in the next Crafty Hour 16. And they are available on both of our websites. That'll be the quickest, easiest way for you guys to go grab and ensure that you get a spot. Okay? So we're just going to put that little flower leaf up there in the top. I love these turquoise leaves. We're just going to chop this guy off on the bottom. And then he's going to come here out of the bottom. Oh, great. Sandy said she loves them and she's already signed up. Awesome, awesome. It's going to be fun. Some of these kits have so many pieces. Sometimes I joke, but sometimes I find it harder to design with so many pieces than the lesser pieces, because I'm like, there's too many options to, kind of like the Maker Mania packs. There's so much in there that I don't even know where to go. I get like all squirreled. Okay. Okay, and then the last piece we're going to do on this is we're going to sneak right here a piece of gold because I felt like it needed a gold strip in there to kind of close it up with everything else. And this is great to use scrap. So this scrap is 5 3/8 by 1 1/2. So 5 3/8 by 1 1/2. And it just kind of finishes that panel. I felt like it needed a little something there. And then you've got your white, so you can write your sentiment or your salutations on there. So there is this. Is that not beautiful and fun? I love fun interactive cards. Okay, so one last thing. We do have one last thing we're going to bring in. So I'm going to bring in the wax seal kit because I absolutely love the wax seal kit. I know some of you are on the train and you love it and you're having a blast, and some of you are not on the train yet and you're like, I don't know. But I was staring at this flower and I'm like, it needs something. So I popped a flower on it. I didn't like it. I put a butterfly on it. I didn't like it. I kept playing with this flower and everything I put on it, I did not like. And then I was like, oh my God, it needs a wax seal. It needs a wax seal. That little piece is just screaming for a wax seal. So if you don't have a wax seal kit, that's okay. You can leave it just like that and it's beautiful. But if you do have the wax seals, we're going to make one together because I think you guys, some of you might not have bought it, but might not have gotten it out of the box yet. So in the box, you're going to have, and mine has dog hair stuck all over it. You're going to have the little silicone mat, so you're going to grab that. And you're going to grab your little kit. Oh, right? The wax seal just adds a little something, something. Wax seals do not have to be for envelopes. They can be for other stuff. They can be to decorate your card. So we've got this silicone mat. The silicone mat is going to keep things from sticking to it. And you're going to have to provide a candle. So we're just going to go ahead and light the candle. And when you're doing these, you want the low candles, not the really tall, long-lasting candles. The tall candles are too tall, and it burns the bottom of your spoon. So you want to make sure you don't have the tall ones. So you're going to light your candle, and you're going to put your little housing, I don't know what it's called. It's a little holder over the top. And then you're going to sit your little spoon in the rest. And these are really simple, easy. So this is the starter kit. So it comes with your little beads. And if you notice, mine already has some wax in it. I have wax in it left over from the previous project. So if you have a clean one, you want to put 4 beads in it to get a good seal. If yours is dirty and you already have some stuff in it, then you only need 3 seals. 3 of the little waxes. So you're just going to drop those little puppies in. And of course and we're going to watch it melt. And to me, that's just relaxing. But literally all you have to do, these come in a lot of different colors. I think there's 100 in a pack. So we have the Spellbinders one. Honeybee has some great waxes too that we carry. And then also the presses. So this is the one that come with the kit. It says for you. So we're going to use that one. We're going to use for you. And you know what? I should have pushed this. Let me push him over. I put him right in the center, and I shouldn't have put him right in the center. Okay, so now we're just literally watching wax melt. I find this more relaxing than watching paint dry. We're just watching wax melt. Now, you could mix other colors in there. So you could put in 2 gold, 1 pink, and do like a swirl with it, which is really cool. You could, anytime you want to darken a color, you add a black bead or a half a black bead, and it'll make a darker tone. anytime you want to lighten the tone, you want to make it lighter, you're going to add a white bead, and it's going to make it more of a pastel. So you can mix your own colors and kind of do your own thing with it. It's very flexible and very forgiving. So just kind of have fun with them. And what I love too about the Spellbinders version, because I know Amazon and other places have wax beads. They are not the same wax beads. Trust me. These seals, if you take the seal, once it's done, you can bend it and it will not break. It has a plastic in it that is made that's flexible, because there's not going to be nothing worse than mailing your card or sending it to a recipient and they have a busted seal. So Spellbinders wax seals are amazing. They're not going to break and they're not going to crack on you. Now, if you make a seal that's ugly and you're like, ooh, that's off center, or I don't like how that worked, or I don't like how well the colors swirled, you can always break them up. I just cut it with my scissors, throw it back in the pot, and remelt it. So you're never committed to that seal. You can always go back and remake them, that's what's so fun and just so flexible with them. I love them. They're fun because you can use them on cards. You can use them on mixed media projects. You can use them on the back of an envelope. You can use them to hold down twine and different stuff like that. So they are really, really, it's just satisfying and fun to watch them go. Okay, do we have any questions? Does anybody, if we see any questions? So Crafty Hour 16 is live on the websites. I think we are down maybe to our last 10 kits. We are almost sold out. I think Deanna might be about there too. So make sure to jump on the Crafty Hour 16 kit. It is going to be a big kit. Deanna did an unboxing video live today, so make sure to go watch that. It is packed full of ephemeras. There's dies in there, your card bases, cardstock, pattern papers. It's got so much in there. It is amazing. Okay, I think we're almost there. Got a couple little bit more. And once you start doing these, it doesn't take as long to heat it up, because once you get your little spoon heated, then you can just plunk them in and make them faster. Ooh, Amy says she likes the sequins and the dies in 16. I love that die in 16. I think it'll make some really cool frames to put flowers and stuff on. Kind of like a twiggy looking thing. I thought it was really cool. Okay, so once you have it done, then you're just going to pour it out. You're literally just pouring it onto your mat. And this mat does come with it. This is the silicone mat that comes from Spellbinders in the kit. And then you're just going to chuck your guy down on there. And you're just going to sit it lightly. Okay? You're just going to sit it down. And then you're just going to let it cool. To clean your spoon out, so I'm just going to let it dry. I'm just going to let my spoon dry and let that wax dry in there, because next time I do it, I'll just use the gold again. But if you want to clean your spoon out, you just take a paper towel and wipe it out while it's still hot. And that is the best way to clean that out. Okay, then you just let him dry. And then, so what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of lightly lift him up. He's not giving out. He's not ready yet. So he will release really easily. You don't have to put anything on them to get them to release. They will release on their own. Okay, there we go. So this one is the one, it comes in the kit that says for you. So something that I love to do to add a little something something to it is take, and I know I have these and Deanna has these too, the Deco Art, these are by Marvy, metallic pens. And you can take that metallic pen and you're just going to very lightly rub it over that image. And it's going to add the gold to it. And it's not going to be 100%. You're probably going to color off the lines. But that is the nature of the beast. And it is a metallic paint pen, so it does dry pretty quick. You don't have to do heat set it or do anything else to it. But how fun are these? And I can't wait to see the new holiday ones and stuff. So they're going to keep adding to this program and adding more and more. So look at the difference that adding that gold paint did to it. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our card. Yeah, it will squish a little bit. So this is 4 beads. If you do 5 beads or 6 beads, you'll have more squishy out. But I love this uneven chunkiness to them. I love it. But when you set your stamp down, you don't want to like press it. You just lightly set it until it just kind of slides into place and leave it. You don't have to like stamp it. You just lightly set it and it will squish into place. Then I'm just going to put liquid glue on the back of this, and then I'm just going to glue it to the center of that embellishment. Now, you could pour the wax directly onto your card too, which I like to pour it onto my card when I'm encasing stuff like little flower sprigs or twine and stuff. But on this, I kind of wanted to make sure it was in a perfect spot, so that's why I did it on a separate piece of paper and then glued it on. Okay, are there any questions on that so far? Nope. So we're 1 minute over, so I will show you my third card. And like I said, it's kind of a scrap lifting a little bit out of the catalog, but it's okay. So, and I will post the dimensions on it. So here is the third card. I loved these 4 guys here. I was like, ooh, they're like mosaic tiles. They're kind of like a Moroccan kind of feel. So I know Deanna did a square too, and I think she put some florals and stuff in the center of hers. So here's this card. And then again, I love fun fold cards. So it is going to scissor open. And all you're going to do is, this is an A2 card, okay? Your A2 card, you're just going to score it in half and you're going to fold it back. So that is going to give you those flaps. And then I'll post the dimensions for you guys. But again, we're just putting the gold foiling with the pattern papers, layering them in, and then it is going to open up. And this guy here is for your sentiment. So when I put him in, I just made sure to scoochy him over. So when I put this piece on top, it lines up perfect so you don't see it peekabooing. Okay? All right, so that is our crafty hour. If you have any questions, just holler in the Facebook group. I'm trying to lay them back out here so you can see them. So there's 3 different cards using this amazing kit with some different ideas and inspiration. So hopefully we inspired you guys to play and create a little bit. I can't wait to see what you come up with. We've got some fun interactive here. We did a shaker card. We did a double fold, I don't even know what to call it, double flap card. And then we did like a scissor card. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for spending an hour with us, 2 hours each time with the crafty hours. And we cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. So please post your ideas and your cards and things that you've created over in our crafty hour creation group. If you need to grab more of the papers, rhinestones, butterflies, frames to go with all the ephemera you have, call your home store because we do have more of those in stock. And if you haven't yet, sign up for Crafty Hour 16 because once those are sold out, we can't get more. And I'm telling you guys, we'll have FOMO on that. Oh, and I do have one. For my girls, I do have one more kit, this crafty hour, number 14, and it's up on our website if you didn't get to grab it yet. So have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.